Hi folks, Bubba here again. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to do a little bit of playing with the gourd. Don't have any experience with them, never used them, never played with them. We've seen them, we've busted them. I ain't never made nothing with them. I've seen people make bird feeders with them and stuff like that. What I got here is something I thought looked like a bowl and a couple spoons. So therefore I'm going to make a couple spoons and a bowl. Already drawn on it. I don't know if you can see that. That's trying to be the handle. I don't know if gourds you can wet them and steam them and bend them. I don't know. I drew down a center line for the spoons. What I'm going to try to do is come down, and if the gourd itself will soften up and bend, which I don't know, I'll figure that out. I'm going to try to make a handle on one of them that I can hang on a fire stick or something. Just hang it, but I'm going to cut off this and round off these edges and see about making spoons out of it in a bowl. It don't really sit up real good, but I don't know if that's just this top piece or not, but once we cut it, we'll see how it balances out then and see how the spoons and the bowl shaped out. I got a razor blade, got a hacksaw, and I got my FK. Thank you, Blake Watson, for the sheath. It fits beautifully, by the way. Yeah. Not sure which one's going to be the best one to cut or carve any of this. Don't have a clue. Like I said, never messed with it. Should be my first time. So I'm going to get started cutting this and we're going to see how it works. See what happens with it. Alright, so what's going on here is I got the main cut done with the hacksaw. And then trying to cut this little handle thing out here, I'm having to use the razor blade. And I'm cutting it at an angle both ways and popping it out. I'm a little afraid of breaking this thing. It's pretty hard, but the more and more I cut loose, the more brittle it's starting to feel. I don't even know if this is a waste of time or not, but we're gonna find out. Y'all see with me how this thing turns out. But I'm not gonna make y'all suffer and watch every last bit of this tedious carving because it's taking a little bit of time. Not a whole lot, but it's taking some time. But I'll be back in just a second. Alright, this is pretty cool. I ended up having to use my little Leatherman saw to make the gap a little bigger, but I got it apart. Got all this fuzzy stuff inside. I've never seen that before. Don't even know what it's for or what it does. Both sides. Just want to let y'all see that. It's kind of intriguing to me. Here we go. Let's see if we can see that. See that coolness in there? Pretty neat stuff. Don't know if this is a waste of time. Don't know if this will loosen up or bend, but I'm going to clean all this stuff out of the bowl here. It feels like paper. My brother-in-law, Danny, he's got a YouTube page called Georgia Yard Gardener. Y'all check it out. I might try to post a link here in a little bit. But he's going to grow gourds this year, and he said that the type of gourds he's growing are called sponge gourds. So supposedly it makes like a loofah or something like that. And all this stuff comes out real easy. But he said he's going to grow some loofah gourds, and I'm curious as to what they are or what they're going to do, which is kind of why it gave me the idea to start messing with this one. I've had this one laying around for a while. Can't remember 100% sure who I got it for in a trade, got it from in a trade a while back. But man, all this stuff peels out real nice and easy. I'll probably use might go get a metal spoon here to scrape out the rest of this. Maybe my FK right here. But I will sand down all the edges so it's nice and smooth. And we'll check, see how this stuff does. It sits up pretty good now. Can y'all see that? Sort of, kind of. It sets up. It's a little wobbly, but it's got that little piece right here on the bottom. I'll probably take a little bit of sandpaper to that. It might sit a lot better. This thing's pretty thick, so I don't think we're having an issue with any kind of leakage or damage, because it's pretty stout. Now I'm going to cut the spoons, see if I can't leave one of them with the handle on it right here, see if it'll work. If not, we'll cut it off and we'll just end up with 2 spoons in a bowl with no handles on either one of them. But yeah, let me tinker with this a minute and I'll get right back to you. Alright, so this is where we're at. Got most of the white stuff out of here. Got everything cleaned up. Had to break out my mocha toggling. Scrape that out. Stuff doesn't want to let go real good. Got one spoon. I made this one a little thinner. More of an eating spoon. How shallow it is. Sanded everything down. I made this one more as a ladle. This one's a little bit deeper in relation to that one. You know what I mean? Not a big difference, but enough. Now what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to see if I can't get this stuff wet, hot, boil it down maybe, see if this stuff will mold. Don't really know. I know these can be used as bowls with hot or cold because I've seen a couple of videos in the past of people that did that and they would cook and eat out of these. If this doesn't work, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut that off. And I took that tit off the bottom. Sits a little better now, but it's still a little wobbly, but it ain't going to fall over. So that's a good thing. I'm cool with that. These had to scrape all these out, got them real cleaned up. Even if they don't mold, man, that's a pretty good looking spoon. You can hold it like that. That's how I eat my spoons anyways. They work pretty good. And this one has more of a deep spoon. Boy, you can ladle that thing out. I think it's going to work pretty good. Well, I'll get back here in just a second when I go boil them and see if I can mold anything. Change it around a little bit, maybe shape it and see how that works. Alright. Well, a little update. They've been sitting there in that boiling hot water soaking for a hot minute now. I don't know. 10, 15 minutes maybe. But they're getting soft. They're not really moldable. They are bending slightly, which gives me a little bit more hope. Maybe I'll wait a little bit more. But until then, I figure I'd do a little update and tell you about the stuff that's in the inside of them. This stuff right here seems to be pretty darn awesome tender. It did not flare up, but it took a spark like a champ. And it held the spark like char cloth would, like a pumpkin wood or punk material. And it's not charred, as you can tell. But it took the daggone... Where's my lighter? It took the... Whoops. It took it quick. Let's just grab a small piece. Grab this cup of water. Alright. Can y'all see that? It's burning kind of fast, but it flares up real good and it steadily just keeps that ember going. Little pot to it. It smells horrible though. But it'd be a good little something to put inside your tinder kit. Can't tell you what it's called. Maybe I'll do some more research on it. I don't know. But this is all a learning curve for me. Everything I'm doing with this Gourd's learning curve. Stuff stinks pretty bad. But like I said, it'd make a really good tinder for a fire starter kit or whatever you want to call it. There's a lot of it in that Gourd too. A good bit of it. I got 2 or 3 chunks this size. Of course, the little stuff flakes out of it there. That's good tender. Had no clue. But I'm gonna go over here and see if these spoons have softened up any. If they haven't, I'm going to leave them like they are. I'll take a picture, show you what I'm working with. I did notice that when they got a little soggier, that white stuff that was on the inside, there was a little bit left over I couldn't get off. It softened up, swole up, and basically separated itself from the wood material about as soon as it got wet. And the wood material, it stayed pretty solid. But it's also not quite spongy, but it is a little soft. You can tell it soaked up some of the wood. So I may do some research, see if I need to oil it or let it go. But I know people use the Gourd itself as a bowl. I'm not 100% sure what they do. Maybe some kind of oil, maybe some fat. I got a bunch of tallow I got over there, and also got some bacon grease. If I'm going to use it for food, bacon grease might be the better way to go. But if you got any comments or questions or anything or any information, that'll save me a little bit of research. I ain't gonna cheat, whatever. Ask me any kind of question you want, comment, like it, hit me up. I'll do what I can for it. Maybe learn something together. But I'll be back in just a second. Alright, here we go. Well, it's not working. Try to bend it, maybe try to force it. Started cracking and broke. The other one, sorry I got sawdust in my mouth. The other one, when I was trying to bend it, started splitting right there. Can you see it? Yeah, you can see that. Sorry, I got a little dust in my mouth. what I was doing is, since I cut that edge off, the lip, I went ahead and sanded everything back down, and missed a spot. I took some 60 grit to the inside, got the rest of that white stuff out of there. I don't know what this is here. Aluminum oxide 240, I think. Real smooth. And that's how I got dust in my mouth. But I got everything pretty smooth, cleaned out. And a paper towel right there. I also did a little bit of research while I was looking things up and waiting on things to try to dry or whatever. I'm going to have to finish these when they completely dry. Sand them down the rest of the way. You can see the little bit of stuff in here. Yeah, you can see that. A little bit of stuff in there. The ladle thing I was trying to make, and it broke. But it still got a little bit of stuff in it. It needs to be cleaned up. You can see it in there. I'll sand the rest of that down when it completely dries. You can see where the water line is. But I still like the way this one feels, though. I know it kind of split right there, but when it dries, what I'm going to do is the same thing I'm about to do this bowl. Still like the way that feels. That'd probably be a good soup spoon. Probably really good. Instead, I might drill a hole and put a lanyard on here, a leather thong or something, so I can hang it if I want to. I have an idea for this that I might do another video on. I got a bunch of old deer hide out there. I was thinking about taking some strips, possibly making some rawhide glue and maybe some strips of rawhide. Maybe make me a rawhide handle on this. I don't know. Maybe I'll do another video. Maybe I won't. But what little bit of research I did do, folks were using beeswax. Folks were using different types of oils. Well, I got some wax mixed stuff here. Works good for everything. It's all natural. Beard balm, whatever you want to use it for. Everything in here is all natural. Little lard. Smells kind of decent. I don't know, vitamin E in it. I'm going to rub this into here. I'm not going to put too much. I'm going to run a decent little coat of that in there. And then I got me a can of bacon fat. Hold on. Ooh, all that dust. Sorry, folks. I might edit that out. Might not. But rub this little bit of wax down in here. Everything in it's all natural. Ain't going to hurt you none. It's getting a little darker. I don't know if you can see that. Not too much. Then I'm going to come right behind it with this bacon grease. It's pretty set up. Maybe it'll help seal it a little better. I don't know. I'm not going to cook in this bowl or anything like that, but I do plan on possibly taking it out and using it for soups or something like that. Maybe I seen a guy I used to watch a long time ago. I can't remember his name. Benjamin or Journeys of Ben or I don't know, something along those lines. But he had one of these that he used to put deer brains in when he was tanning hides. And I also do deer braining, tanning hides, brain tanning hides. I do that myself. And I think if I can't get this thing to eat right or do anything I want it to do, I think I might use it for my deer brain bowl anyways when I'm out in the woods or teaching a class or showing people how to do it. You know, it'll work pretty good. It's about the right size. I know it smells good. But I'm also going to put a little bit of that wax on the outside here. Help it seal it all up really good. I'm not trying to give an overkill in here, but I am trying to work it around real good. It's soaking it up a little bit, and then I kind of flip the towel over here and buff off the excess. And if that don't do the job, that don't take care. I hope y'all can hear me talking over all this work. If this doesn't do the job, what I'll do is I'll heat up some beeswax. I got a bunch of beeswax over there. I'll heat up some beeswax and run it in here, swish around, and pour it out and let it drip. And that'll seal everything up real good. But I guess that a lot of that's going to depend on what my final goal is for using this. I'll do the same thing to these when they're completely dry. Now all I'm going to do is put a little bit more of this balm on the outside here. I might heat it up a little bit. Still got that boiling hot pot over there. Right. Let this sit over it, steam it maybe, I don't know. Work the stuff into it. It's probably not the best idea. Probably not. But y'all get the idea. I made a bowl, was my objective. I made a spoon, was my objective. Not sure if I'm going to keep the one I tried to use as a ladle. I might sand it down shorter like this one is right here and make me another smaller eating spoon. But I'm going to leave this one with this right here on it because I like the way that feels in my hand. I eat like a caveman anyways. I always turn my hand like this. I don't know why. Done it since I was a kid. But when these completely dry up, I'll finish sanding it down, and I'll do the same bacon grease and balm treatment. Make sure they're good and smooth. Sand them down the rest of the way. And then maybe one day you'll see them on one of my videos, and we'll do something with it. I'll let y'all know how it works. But feels good, smells good. I think it'll hold water. Should hold water. Heck, y'all want to see? Might as well. I'll be right back. Y'all don't go nowhere. Y'all don't go nowhere. Y'all still there? Yeah, y'all are still there. Ooh, pour the water out on the table. Y'all seen it? Yes, sir. Well, it holds water. Well, this is Bubba. I appreciate y'all watching. Appreciate you taking the time. Do me a favor, like and subscribe. Maybe I'll come back with something here shortly. Maybe an update on how these things turned out. I really appreciate y'all. Have a nice day.